If there was one word to describe this show tonight, it would be boring. That's just completely fucking facts. If you was to have one word to describe this show, leave it down below in the comment section. If you guys thought that SummerSlam was a boring show, hit that thumbs up, please. Now, I have to say this now because I know everybody on Twitter, everybody on social media is going to come at me for this, but I'm watching the kickoff show and I'm watching Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defend the Women's Tag Team Championships against the Worthless Conics on the kickoff show. And I had nothing but Alexa Bliss fans on my fucking cock throughout the entire match. Now, I didn't watch the whole pre-show. I didn't watch the whole kickoff show. The Women's Tag Team Championship match was the last part of the pre-show before the actual show. And no, people, the kickoff show does not count towards the main show. It does not. Because when you watch SummerSlam on the network, you're not going to watch Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defend the Women's Tag Team titles against the Worthless Conics on the main show. You're going to look for it on the kickoff show section of SummerSlam. Or should I say, Boring Slam. I have to shout out Cyrex on this because Cyrex is a fucking clown. And not in a bad way, in a funny way. Cyrex, if you're watching, shout out to you, bro. But I'm going to say this now about Alexa Bliss fans. Alexa Bliss is garbage. Absolute garbage. Do I have to spell out the word garbage for you? G-A-R-B-A-G-E. What does that spell? Garbage. Alexa Bliss is fucking trash in the ring. I said this on Twitter. If you was to have a poster or a picture of Alexa Bliss and you put it next to a fucking garbage can, you won't tell the difference. You won't see the difference. There's no difference between Alexa Bliss and a garbage can. They have one thing in common. They're both garbage. Fuck Alexa Bliss fans. If you're an Alexa Bliss fan, suck my dick. And Cyrex, listen, shout out to Cyrex again. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. How was that for you, Cyrex? Good? Good. Cyrex, that was for you, bro. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Alexa Bliss is trash and garbage in the ring. If you're an Alexa Bliss fan, blow me, suck my dick. Suck my dick. You Alexa fans are the reasons why DJ Storm's got his fucking Twitter account suspended. Yeah, you thought that I wouldn't know about that though, right? You thought I wouldn't know about that. I'm telling you, when it comes to Twitter, I have people see things and they send me the information. I'm not stupid. Yeah, sometimes I may be not smart sometimes, but the majority of the time, I'm one intelligent motherfucker, bro, who knows what the fuck he's talking about, not only on Twitter, but right here on YouTube. Triggered, mad, salty, pissed off, I don't give a shit. So that's my rant there on you piss fucking basement dwelling virgins living off of unemployment head ass Alexa Bliss fans. Blow me. Take a pinwheel, blow me. Let's talk about the actual show though. Let's talk about the actual show known as SummerSlam, or what I like to call it, Boring Slam. This show was a complete disappointment of a show. A complete disappointment, if you was to ask me. Nothing interesting happened on this show tonight, except for the main event and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt's entrance, which we'll talk about later on this review, because a lot of people are asking me, a lot of people are wondering on my side on social media, Chris, who would you book I mean, if you guys saw the fucking pay-per-view, obviously Seth Rollins won the Universal Championship. Again, which we will talk about on the review. People are asking me on Twitter, Chris, now that Seth Rollins is Universal Champion, who would you have to book Seth Rollins to lose the championship to? Find out on the main event portion of this review. You guys are going to have to watch the entire video, or at least skip on it, and find out on the review where I'm booking Seth Rollins to lose the Universal Championship to. When, who, and where. You guys are going to want to stick around this whole entire review. This review is going to be no fucks given, nothing else at all. Straight, unadulterated pain on this review. This show fucking sucked. This show fucking sucked. We'll go over everything here on SummerSlam review here on the channel. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm your boy Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel on this Sunday, August 11th, 2019. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys thought that SummerSlam was completely boring, and if you fell asleep at some point during SummerSlam, or was you buried on your phone at some point during SummerSlam, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought of SummerSlam. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for notifications. Check out NXT TakeOver Toronto review from last night. Unbelievable match last night. It was at a point where I was at work, I came back home, saw TakeOver again. And let me tell you, it was better the second time that I saw it. NXT TakeOver Toronto review will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Check out episode 48 of the Reality Podcast where we go over SummerSlam preview and predictions. And Roman Reigns doesn't care if World Wrestling Entertainment fans start booing him again. Notice how we didn't get Roman Reigns at all during SummerSlam. We didn't get Roman Reigns. We didn't get Daniel Bryan. We didn't get Rowan. We didn't get Samoa Joe at this point. No Drew McIntyre tonight. Tough. Link to episode 48 of the Reality Podcast will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Check out episode 47 of the Reality Podcast as well. Triple H. If there are plans in place after Vince McMahon decides to retire from WWE, and also I give you guys my NXT TakeOver Toronto preview and predictions. Link to this video will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Check out NXT review for this past Wednesday. Killian Dane brutalizes Matt Riddle. They ended up having another broad takeover last night, which was really, really fun to watch. Link to NXT review from this past Wednesday will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen. Also, check out SmackDown Live review as well. Roman Reigns finds out who attacked him with the forklift. It ended up being Rowan. Link to SmackDown review will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are connecting with your boy Chris. Connecting with your boy Chris on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring, and Snapchat, Chris was hated. And like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells for all notifications. Let's review this piece of shit show, the most boring show of the summer known as SummerSlam. The most boring party of the summer known as Boring Slam. I want to kick off the podcast here with this SummerSlam review with the intro of SummerSlam. With the intro of SummerSlam. I said this on Twitter. And I want to shout out Salrex for giving me this information because that I did not know. He told me that during this entire thing, it was the beginning of SummerSlam, right? It was the beginning of SummerSlam. I tweeted this out on Twitter. I said it's crazy how World Wrestling Entertainment used the intro song as a direct shot towards All Elite Wrestling. It's fucking crazy. The lyrics on this song, if you guys want to know the song was called Show 'Em Who We Are by Hill Harris, which is the official SummerSlam promo theme song of this year. This is what the lyrics for this song is. We are going to show them who we are and show them what we're made of. Universe of millions. And I tweeted, World Wrestling Entertainment is so fucking petty. That was the most pettiest thing I have ever heard. And then some fucking idiot named Eric Connor, his Twitter is Undead Angel 1987, said both sides have been petty. Can I ask how AEW has been petty? Yeah, if you want to count Cody for what he did at Double or Nothing with his entrance, yeah, that was petty. That was petty, but what did you expect out of Vince? Oh, Cody fired the first shot. World Wrestling Entertainment is going to fire a shot right back at you. And on top of that, they brought back pyro. The show actually had pyro in this fucking show. You know how they say, oh, and now, ding, 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 presents SummerSlam, and then it has the whole pyro shit. The pyro looked nice, though. The pyro looked absolutely nice. No cap. It really did. The pyro looked absolutely nice. It looked absolutely nice. Not gonna lie to you there. But SummerSlam kicked off. With Becky Lynch versus Natalya in a submission match for the Raw Women's Championship. I took notes on this entire show. I took notes. Now, obviously, I predicted Becky to retain. I think Jessica had. Let me see her predictions. Jessica had Lynch over Natty. So good. Good there, babe. Good shit. But the match was okay for what it was. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, that the match was great. Natty did her shit. She got her shit in. Becky got her shit in. The match was just okay for what it was. The match did absolutely nothing for me. It was nothing special in my honest opinion. The build was better than the actual match. Completely true. It's sad to see Natty lose in her home country. It was nothing but a basic submission match. This is what happens when you keep a challenger off TV with absolute zero momentum whatsoever. Right person won this match. Natty looked good in this match. Crowd was behind Natty the entire night. I thought Becky was gonna get booed in Toronto. Becky Lynch is just saving the Raw Women's title for either Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey somewhere down the road. Becky makes Natty tap out to the disarmer and retains the Raw Women's Championship. If Shayna is getting called up, I think Shayna will take the Raw Women's Championship off of Becky. And if Shayna doesn't get called up, it's definitely 100% Becky is going to take the Raw Women's Championship going in the WrestleMania next year in Tampa, where we get Ronda versus Becky, the match that we were supposed to get this year at WrestleMania. But, ooh, they just had to put Charlotte Flair because of her blonde hair, big tits, and a fat ass and long legs. And because her last name is Flair. Me and Jessica had a fucking argument for like the last 20 minutes over the fact of how people like Asuka, people like Ember Moon. I said Ember Moon twice, bless me. People like Asuka, Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, Sasha are not getting pushed. And then people like Alexa Bliss and Charlotte are getting pushed. Why? Blonde hair, big tits, big ass sets, and long legs. If you don't believe that at this point in pro wrestling, there's no saving you at all. There really isn't. If you are an Alexa Bliss fan and thinks that, oh, there's no political agenda, you're a fucking idiot. You're a stupid, stupid idiot. Just that simple. But this match wasn't even that bad. Becky retains the Raw Women's Championship in a not bad match. The match wasn't that bad. They lasted about close to 10 minutes. It wasn't that bad of a matchup. Now, I really did think that Becky was going to get booed. Turns out she didn't. She got an okay reaction. But now they got a much bigger and larger reaction out of the two people. So there you go. Becky retains the Raw Women's Championship. She makes Natty tap out to disarm her and retains the Raw Women's Championship. Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. Jessica had Ziggler over Goldberg. Now, I thought to myself, she could pick Ziggler over Goldberg. It's a possibility. According to the reports that was going on over the weekend, it was a possibility that Dolph was going to get a shocking victory over Goldberg. There was a pretty much possibility of that happening. But then again, I told myself, it's Vince McMahon. Oh, and by the way, During the Goldberg-Ziggler match, there was a report out there going around saying that Vince is still writing SummerSlam as to that second. You mean to tell me that Vince ripped up the entire script and wrote the entire thing by himself as the show was going on? As the show was going on. Awful. Absolutely awful. Imagine being Vince, ripping up the entire script. He's been doing this for SmackDown Live for the past 3 weeks. And look how the show ended up being. Terrible for the past 3 weeks. You wonder why SummerSlam was boring and terrible. The fact that Vince was still writing the show as the show went on, what the fuck does that tell you? What the fuck does that tell you? We get Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. What did you expect in this match? Of course, Goldberg was going to win this match here. Dolph is an incredible seller. That's one thing about Dolph that I love about him the most. Not only he's great in the ring, he's a incredible seller. But obviously, this was a complete overkill. The only good thing about this was Goldberg didn't bash his head into the locker room door and bust himself open like he did back in Super Showdown against The Undertaker. Goldberg delivers a spear and a jackknife for the win. After Ziggler gave Goldberg 2 super kicks and Goldberg kicks out of both. Goldberg out of nowhere with a spear, jackknife, 1, 2, 3. Dolph will get on the mic, not once but twice. I think 3 times. I think I lost count. And Goldberg just destroys him in an overkill segment. You did what you had to do with Goldberg. You came back for redemption after what happened at Super Showdown when he almost dropped Undertaker on his head, almost ending his 30-year career. Dolph Ziggler is now a bigger loser than he came into the show as. What else is there for Dolph to do? Dolph should just sit in catering for the rest of his career because the way Boys Against Him is being ran, there's no fucking way Dolph will get any kind of push. This is just facts. Nothing but facts. I literally wrote this in my notes. I literally did. Dolph Ziggler is now a bigger loser than he looks right now. What is there for Dolph now to do on the main roster? Nothing. Just sit in catering, write up some jokes, and then when you go to the comedy club and write your jokes, it'll come out a whole lot better. There is nothing else for Dolph to do. Wait on his contract, sit out for your contract, go to AEW. Yo, Cody, I'm going to give you a phone call, bro, about me going to Jacksonville. I mean, you can have a classic one-on-one match. Huh? Sounds good? Good. Goldberg beats Dolph. What the fuck did you expect at this point? Nothing. Now, and like I said, there was a possibility that Dolph was going to beat Goldberg, according to the reports during the weekend. Dolph was going to possibly beat Goldberg, but with Vince, that wasn't the case. Goldberg gets a victory over Dolph Ziggles, from what Jessica likes to call him. Ziggles. This is the part of the show where Jessica was completely pissed the fuck off. Ricochet versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship. Now, I told her, as part of the argument that we was having, what was the whole point of Ricochet winning back the U.S. title when he lost it to AJ back at Extreme Rules? How would that look for the U.S. Championship to flip-flop, as it was fucking pancakes on a fucking stove? Jessica right now is probably calling me a fucking fat ass at this point. She probably is. So, Ricochet versus AJ for the United States Championship. I wrote this on my notes. My lovely girlfriend of 4 years, Jessica, is saying that Ricochet is going to win back the United States title. Obviously, she's a fan of Ricochet. I took her to WrestleMania Access back in April, where she met Ricochet and she fell in love with him. Ricochet came out with a Black Panther type ring attire. Looked fucking ridiculous. But Jessica says he looks awesome. Well, she didn't really say that. She said that he looks sexy, because Ricochet is her favorite superstar. Coming into this match, we all seen this match 3 other times. This is the 4th time in less than 2 months you are featuring AJ versus Ricochet. It's no longer special. It's no longer a dream match. A great spot where Ricochet walked on both Gallows and Anderson's left shoulders as platforms and hit AJ with a Hurricane Rana. Fantastic spot there. Really great spot. Really great spot there. Another great spot was when Ricochet did a springboard off of one leg. I'm telling you, Ricochet is fantastic in the ring. Fantastic. Fucking amazing. Ricochet did an anaconda vice on AJ Styles. Fans were chanting CM Punk. I wonder why you had Ricochet, out of all people, Ricochet, to do an anaconda vice. I don't remember him doing it in NXT. I don't remember him doing it on the main roster. But out of tonight, out of all nights, you have Ricochet doing an anaconda vice. If that's not a direct shot towards CM Punk, I don't know what is. This company tonight laid a shot at AEW with their intro song to kick off SummerSlam, and with Ricochet doing an anaconda vice as a direct shot to CM Punk. You tell me, folks. Is that a fucking direct shot, folks? You tell me. You tell me. I wonder who performed that submission move before. A direct shot towards CM Punk, because I never seen Ricochet do a anaconda vice before when he was in NXT and so far his run in the main roster. Ricochet did a whisper in the wind, but AJ catches him, hits the Styles Clash, and retains the United States Championship. Somewhere, Jessica is pissed the fuck off after the match. The OC hits the Master Killer on Ricochet. Was not really necessary, to be honest. My opinion, but it's World Wrestling Entertainment, where they overkill shit just for the sake of overkilling it. This feud was already overkilled after you displayed this match at Extreme Rules. AJ retained the U.S. title. Ricochet looks like a loser on the main roster. When he was in NXT, he was delivering 5-star classics with the likes of Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole, and Johnny Gargano. Ricochet is officially buried, in my opinion. He is fucking buried on the main roster. AJ has already beaten you in 2 straight pay-per-views. I think it's time for AJ to move on to a much better opponent. And Ricochet, what to do with fucking Ricochet? I don't know. At this point, I have no idea. At this point, to save his career, send him back down to NXT. You have him go for the NXT Championship. At this point. Can you imagine a Ricochet Adam Cole match for the NXT Championship? Count me in. Count me in. Can you imagine a Tommaso Ciampa versus Ricochet for the NXT Championship at a takeover? Goosebumps right there just coming at me. Jesus Christ. AJ retains the United States Championship. We see the Street Profits, NXT Tag Team Champions, with another backstage segment. They talk about SummerSlam and they bring in the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo! So after an hour and 15 minutes, the show has been nothing but at this point. After that, we get Ember Moon versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This match did absolutely nothing for me. Again, nothing. Nothing. Amber comes out with no reaction. Bayley comes out with no reaction as well, because nobody gives a shit. This is the most sleepful party of the summer. I said boring is part of the summer. Now I'm going from boring to sleep fest party of the summer. Crowd was dead for so far in the beginning of this match. That's how much you know people don't give a fuck about SummerSlam tonight. I was buried on my phone the entire match. That's how much you know I don't care about this match. We all know Bayley is going to lose the SmackDown Women's title to Charlotte at the next pay-per-view at Clash of Champions in September. Only thing I saw was Bayley hitting the belly from the top rope and retains the SmackDown Women's Championship in a match that no one cared about coming into this pay-per-view. What do you want me to tell you folks about this match? I barely paid attention. I was on Twitter. I was writing my notes, and at the same time, I was hearing the match on my ear on my television set while I'm writing my notes and I'm being on Twitter. So far, I don't care after 1, 2, 3, 4 matches on this card. 4 matches on this card. I don't give a fuck. It was boring. It was fucking boring. We all know Bayley is going to lose the SmackDown Women's Championship to Charlotte at Clash of Champions in September. We all know that already. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Now, after what happened with Charlotte and Trish tonight, that is clear-cut indication that Charlotte's going to use this. Oh, I beat Trish and shit. Oh, I should be getting a SmackDown Women's Championship match in the near future because I beat a Hall of Famer in her home country. And on top of that, I made Trish tap out. Go figure, folks. Go figure. Bayley retains the SmackDown Women's Championship in a match that I did not give a fuck about coming into this show. Did not care. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. If Kevin Owens loses, he must quit the WWE. Now, you had Natty lose tonight in a tap out. Trish lost in a tap out tonight. How many Canadians were competing in this card tonight? Three. Trish, Natty, and Kevin Owens. Who was the most likely out of the three to win at Toronto? You're not booking Natty to win because Becky is saving the Raw Women's Championship for either Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey. Trish Stratus. Trish is, if anything, Trish is there to enhance Charlotte's career to another level. To another level. Which is exactly what Trish did tonight. KO was going to most likely win this match. How would you look? How would it look if you had Natty, Trish, and KO lose in the same night? 3 Canadians losing in the same night. It would look completely fucking terrible to Vince, if you ask me. It will look completely fucking terrible. KO versus Shane. If KO loses, he must quit the WWE. Now, the match was, it was alright for what it was. It was fun for what it was. It was okay. It was okay for what it was. Shane tried so hard to get Kevin Owens DQ'd. Shane even got Elias in the match after Elias got a spear from Edge earlier, which I heard about, which I heard Toronto went absolutely berserk crazy. They went like Jurassic Park during the fucking playoff run of the Toronto Raptors. They went absolutely crazy from what I heard when Edge came out and he came back. Now, Shane even got Elias in the match wearing a referee shirt. Shane tried again and again and again to get KO DQ, but it never worked. KO assaults Elias with chair shots. KO brings the chair into the ring. Referee takes the chair away from KO. I didn't watch the beginning of this match. I didn't really watch it. But I was watching when KO was assaulting Elias on the outside. With chair shots, that's one. KO brings the chair back into the ring. Referee takes the chair away from KO. Then KO hits a low blow with the referee distracted. KO used the heel-like tactic to win this match. KO gives Shane a low blow. KO hits a stunner on Shane and wins the match. Even though the match was overbooked, it was okay and fun for what it was. Toronto was behind KO 100%. I hope after tonight, not only they keep the train going with Kevin Owens, I truly hope we don't see Shane McMahon anymore on TV and KO gets a better push towards the WWE Championship, because I clearly see, possibly at Survivor Series or at TLC, we're probably going to get a Randy Orton and Kevin Owens match for the WWE Championship. I would love that feud. KO versus Orton, possibly at Survivor Series. I would love that. I would love that, especially for the WWE Championship. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be a fantastic matchup. But we all know Shane will probably be on SmackDown Live this upcoming Tuesday. KO wins and doesn't have to quit the WWE. The match was fun. It was okay for what it was. KO got his shit in. I just noticed Shane didn't even deliver the coast to coast in this match. That's a really not typical Shane McMahon match. The Shane does not. Normally Shane delivers the coast to coast on every single match, but I find it crazy and at the same time wondering. Shane in a regular match, he delivers a coast to coast. Tonight we didn't even get that tonight. We didn't even get that tonight. Weird. It felt weird though, but the match was fun for what it was. KO wins and does not have to quit the WWE. Going into the 9 o'clock hour, if I was to use one word to describe this show, I would use the word boring. Nothing has caught my attention so far. Going into the 9 o'clock hour, completely fucking boring. And then we got Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus. This match was fun. Fun match. It was good for what it was. Charlotte looked good. Trish looked phenomenal in this match. She looked really, really good in this matchup. She really did. For a Hall of Famer that hasn't been in the ring for that long, she looked fucking fantastic. Now, Trish came out to a good reaction. Charlotte came out to barely any reaction. Not the same reaction when Eggs came back earlier during the kickoff show that I was talking about. Trish's reaction. Trish looks in magnificent shape, fantastic shape. She looks fucking beautiful still. She's aged. Obviously, she's aged a little bit. Just a little bit. But she still looks good. She still looks good. They obviously booked this match because Pro Wrestling Entertainment didn't have any plans for Charlotte because she's been gone with Andrade. Andrade lost his mother and his aunt in the same week. So Charlotte took some time off to be with her fiance through that difficult time. Trish took a whole bunch of nasty bumps in it. She took a beating in this match tonight. A whole bunch of beating. You know how many times Charlotte kicked Trish legitimately, not only in the stomach area, but in the face area? A whole bunch of times to a point where I lost count. Crazy shit there. Trish uses the figure 4 and bridges into the figure 8. Fantastic spot in that match. Crowd starts to go alive in the point of this match. Crowd was actually, I believe that the first 6 to 7 minutes of this match, Trish didn't look good. The crowd was absolutely dead for the first 6 to 7 minutes of this match. Dead. And also Trish didn't look good. The crowd was going alive at that point in this match. Crowd transition is awesome. Trish hits the satisfaction on Charlotte, and Charlotte kicked out. I thought Trish was going to win that match there. I thought the match would end at that point. Trish and Charlotte trade chops. Crowd chants, woo, after every chop. I mean, I just love it when the crowd does that. Trish hits a chick kick for a 2 count. Trish looks good in this match. Charlotte Flair kicks Trish in the face, puts in the figure 4, bridges it into the figure 8, and Trish taps out. A great moment for Trish after the match ended. Trish had a really good moment there where she acknowledged the crowd. It was a really good moment. This was end up being Trish's final match. Now, Charlotte was in a good match. Natty versus Becky and Bayley versus Amber made Mia versus Shayna's match look like a 4-star classic. This is true. Trish loses in the final match after tonight's win over Trish Stratus. Charlotte's career has elevated to a higher level, where on the next pay-per-view, Charlotte will win the SmackDown Women's Championship at Clash of Champions in September. Charlotte looked good in this match. She looked good. Even though she looked a little sloppy in the beginning, but she looked good. Trish, she looked good. But in the first 6 to 7 minutes, she looked awful. She looked sometimes out of place. She wasn't really hitting her moves right and stuff. She kind of missed her step a few times. But as the match went on, she got better. You could tell the training on Trish that she looked good after the first 6 to 7 minutes of this match. She looked a whole lot better. She got better as the match progressed. Match was good. It did its job for Trish. It definitely did its job for Charlotte. It definitely did its job for Charlotte. It definitely did. Expect Charlotte to beat Bayley at Clash of Champions in September for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Expect it, folks. Expect it. It's bound to come. And on top of that, Vince has to start booking his champions on the SmackDown side going into October on Fox. So Vince has a whole nother month left to go. Technically, if you really think about it, Vince has another month and a half to book their champions right going into Fox in October. So Vince has all the time in the world. All the time in the world. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I thought coming into this match, I'm thinking to myself, if Orton wins the title, he's going to carry in the Fox in October. Clearly he is. And again, I thought about this to myself when I was at work. If Kofi, some way, shape, or form, retains the WWE Championship, he's losing it at the next pay-per-view in Clash of Champions. He's definitely 100%, if Kofi Kingston retained the title tonight, he was going to lose the championship. No question. in September at Clash of Champions. There's no question he's losing it at the next pay-per-view. There's no question. Now, the build to this match was amazing. I love the fact that they brought up 2009. I love how this match is 10 years in the making. At this point, Vince has to think about who's going to be champion on SmackDown side going into Fox in October. I told myself when I was at work, if Kofi retained the title tonight, there's a 100% chance, no question about it, Kofi loses the title at Clash of Champions in September. I said this on the SummerSlam preview and predictions part of episode 48 of the podcast. Randy Orton has history winning championships at SummerSlam. 2004, when he became the youngest World Heavyweight Champion in company history, when he beat Chris Benoit in the same building SummerSlam is at tonight. 2011, where he beat Christian to win the World Heavyweight Championship in LA. August of 2013, where he beat Daniel Bryan after cashing the Money in the Bank to win the WWE Championship, and that was where the Authority was born. If Randy Orton wins tonight, he'll be a 14-time world champion. Orton will have 8 wins at SummerSlam, tying Edge and Triple H for a second on the all-time wins list at SummerSlam. The Undertaker has the most SummerSlam wins with 10. And I said this about Kofi Kingston's title reign, has been nothing but a farce. Nothing but a joke. Now, they did what they did at WrestleMania with Kofi Kingston winning the championship, and I love how Orton brought this up a few weeks ago to build this match. If it wasn't for Orton, Ali would be right now WWE champion. If it wasn't for Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston would never have his moment at WrestleMania. If it wasn't for Randy Orton, Kofi right now would not be WWE champion. It's true. It's completely fucking true, folks. Completely true. Now, this match was good. Match was okay for what it was. I expected Orton to win the title tonight, but I don't know why they went with a double countout. I don't know why they went with a double countout. It was either Orton was going to win the title because you wasn't going to have Kofi beat Orton clean here. You wasn't going to have Orton lose the Kofi clean. You was going to either have Orton win the title or a fuck finish was bound to happen. And guess what? The company went with a fuck finish. Meaning, we are going to get another match between Kofi and Orton, most likely at Clash of Champions for the WWE Championship. In a, most likely, in my opinion, in a gimmick match. In a gimmick match. Could be no DQ. Could be no holds barred. Stuff like that. Something like that. I have no idea. Kofi goes for trouble in paradise. Orton counters. Kofi goes on top. Flies to Orton. Orton hits an RKO out of nowhere. And I thought at this point, Orton had to go for the cover to win the championship. But after Orton hits the RKO, he doesn't go for the cover. Kofi goes out to the ring, and the match goes to a double countout. This is a fuck finish, which will bleed to Clash of Champions, where Orton will take the championship off of Kofi Kingston. What that match will be, I have no idea, but expect Kofi to lose the title at the next pay-per-view. I predicted Orton to win the title. Didn't happen. It's going to happen at Clash of Champions in September. It's going to happen, folks. Do you people expect Kofi to walk into Fox in October as champion? No. No. What makes you think Charlotte is going to be next in line to win the title off of Bayley? What makes you think Kofi is going to lose to Orton at Clash of Champions? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I think on the SmackDown side, I think we're going to have new champions on the SmackDown side because they have to look good going into Fox in October. They have to look good. They have to look good, especially during this match. They have to look good. So I will have Orton win at Clash of Champions, and I will have Charlotte win the SmackDown Women's Championship also at Clash of Champions as well. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. This was the best part of the entire show. Second best part of the entire... this was, in my opinion, the best part of the entire show. Best part of the entire show. The Fiend versus Finn Balor. The Fiend versus Finn Balor. Oh, and by the way, did SummerSlam even come close to be better than TakeOver? Fuck no. Fuck no. No chance. As a matter of fact, not even close. SummerSlam did not come even close to what TakeOver did last night. Not even close, folks. Not even close. Not even close. Finn Balor versus The Fiend. We was all speculating what kind of entrance Bray was going to have going into this match. Bray Wyatt's entrance was fucking awesome. Unbelievable. The mask, the ring attire, all the flashlights popping out as the fireflies, which I absolutely love, is a beautiful thing when you see all those flashlights coming out at the same time. All the lights going in and out where they showed this mask, the lanyard, with the decapitated head of his former self with his eyes sewn shut, just looks fucking incredible. This mask did the job. Bray looked dominant. He looked the best he ever looked his entire career. When you look at his character, it's been so scary, it brings nightmares in everyone. This has been, and I said this on my notes here. This is in my notes here. This has been the scariest character since The Undertaker back in 1990 when Taker made his debut. When you compare Bray Wyatt's character now to Taker's character back then, that's a big comparison. Oh, and by the way, let me remind you who's behind this Bray Wyatt character. Triple H, The Undertaker, and Jason Jordan. So when you have two people like Triple H and The Undertaker, two all-time greats and two great minds for the business, working with Bray Wyatt, you know Vince has to be, there with those two men. If they keep booking Bray Wyatt dominant, it's only a matter of time before he wins the Universal Championship. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. People are now scared of the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Wyatt wins with the mandible claw. Fantastic. That's it. That's all you had to do. That's it. Balor had no chance at all in this match. No chance. TM, if you're watching, TM, shout out to you, bro. TM said this on Twitter, and I completely agree with him here. If they don't book Bray Wyatt to win the Universal Championship in 2019, this will be a failure. Complete facts. Complete facts. Bray Wyatt's merchandise will sell out when it comes out. Vince is going to see the sellouts and the great numbers it will draw, and Vince will realize that Bray Wyatt is the best thing right now on the main roster. If they give Bray Wyatt the Universal Championship, it will resurrect Bray Wyatt's career from the grave that was buried for him a few years ago. This is facts, folks. This is completely fucking facts. This is just facts. Bray Wyatt looked fantastic during this match. He looked good. He moved great. His mask was more terrifying than ever before. Let me say this now. If they do not book Bray Wyatt, and I'm going to agree with TM on this, if they do not book Bray Wyatt to win the Universal Championship in 2019, this is a failure. This is a failure. This is a fucking fail. If they do not book Bray Wyatt to win the Universal Championship. I'm telling you. Now, is Bray Wyatt a babyface or is he a heel? I think he's a heel, folks. I think he's a heel. Clearly, he's a heel because Finn Balor is obviously a babyface. I think after tonight, I think Balor would take his time off. He'll come back. He'll turn heel. That's what I think. And then he'll join the OC with Styles, Gallows, and Anderson, which was reported earlier that the company teased a huge heel turn. That was Finn Balor. Balor thinking about joining the OC. I think it happens when he comes back from this hiatus that he's about to take. Balor is going to take a hiatus after SummerSlam. How long would it be? I think he'll be back by Survivor Series. And then that's when we see the Too Sweet being applied from Finn Balor. I think so. I think it'll happen. I think it'll absolutely happen. Finally, guys, we get to the main event here. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Now, I was predicting that Brock was going to retain. Jessica predicted that Rollins was going to win. By the way, I'm going to go over Jessica's predictions, by the way. Give me just a second here when I pull out the notes here. So this was Jessica's SummerSlam predictions. Charlotte over Trish. Ziggler over Goldberg. Ricochet over Styles. Wyatt over Balor. KO over Shane. Orton over Kofi, but ended up being a double count out. Bayley over Amber. Lynch over Natty. And Rollins over Lesnar. So at this point, Jessica was 7-2-1. 7-2-1. My predictions were Charlotte, Goldberg, Styles, Wyatt, KO, Orton, Bayley, Lynch, and Lesnar. So I was obviously, I had Charlotte right, Goldberg right, Styles right, Wyatt right, KO right, Bayley right, Lynch right, and Lesnar wrong. So I was 7-1-1. Jessica was 7-2-1. 7-2-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, because that was a draw. Yeah, that was a draw. There you go. Finally, guys, main event: Rollins and Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Can I ask this one effing question here? What was the whole point? Now that Rollins won the Universal Championship, and I know Soda's going crazy right now because they won the title again. Because he won the title again. Can I ask, what was the whole point of Lesnar cashing in Money in the Bank when he was going to lose to Rollins again? Rollins now has done something after tonight. Rollins has done something that Roman has never done. Beat Brock Lesnar not once, but twice in the same year. When was the last time Brock lost twice in the same year? You're gonna ask me. I think probably the last time Brock lost twice in a year. I think Brock has never lost twice in a year since he's been back in 2012. I think he lost Extreme Rules 2012 against John Cena. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I believe that's about it. Brock, since he's been back, he's never lost twice in the same year. Rollins has done something tonight that Roman has not done. Beat Brock twice in the same year. Roman beat Brock last year at SummerSlam 2018. That was the only time Roman faced Brock. And then WrestleMania, and then obviously the greatest Royal Rumble last year. That was it. Roman lost to Brock at WrestleMania. Roman technically lost to Brock at the greatest Royal Rumble last year, and then SummerSlam. Rollins has beaten Brock WrestleMania and now SummerSlam. The two biggest pay-per-views of the entire year. Rollins has beaten Brock twice. This is the second consecutive year that Brock has lost the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. This is now the point where Vince is booking Rollins like he's booking Roman Reigns. And people are going to notice that. People are not going to like it. I would not be surprised tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw if Rollins comes into Raw tomorrow as Universal Champion. I would not be surprised if Seth Rollins gets booed out of the fucking building tomorrow night. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. Rollins versus Lesnar Universal title. Rollins hits a... Now this is the part of the show where... Well, the part of the match where it got chaotic. Rollins delivers a frog splash to Brock on the announce table. What else I got here? So Rollins on the top of the ring post and nailed a frog splash, putting Lesnar to the announce table. Rollins nailed a big splash off the top on Lesnar, who was now in the center of the ring. Rollins set up for the stomp and nailed it, but Lesnar kicked up at the last second. Lesnar came back and went for the F5, but Rollins escaped, nailed the stomp, and scored the pinfall. Your winner and new Universal Champion Seth Rollins. The match was entertaining, especially the last 5 to 10 minutes of that matchup was fantastic. The last 5 to 10 minutes was just fantastic. Entertaining match. Rollins was in tears when he was handed the championship belt. They're showing off the air after Rollins holds the belt, and the pyro goes off as if we were fucking at the main event of a fucking WrestleMania. We got pyro in the beginning, Lesnar's entrance got pyro, and in the end, where Rollins was standing on top of the announce table, holding the championship, and the pyro goes off on the background behind him as the show goes off the air. Good stuff. Good stuff. Especially in the last 10 minutes of that matchup, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, Rollins is Universal Champion. Rollins is Universal Champion. Who, on this roster, on the Monday Night Raw roster, is going to take the Universal Championship off of Seth Rollins? You guys really want to know who I'm booking to beat Rollins for the Universal Championship? I'll give you an answer. His name is not Drew McIntyre. It's not Roman Reigns. Who else? Somebody tweeted me this on Twitter. Hold on. Because I tweeted on Twitter. I said, Rollins was back to Universal Championship. Guess who I'm booking to beat Rollins for the Universal Championship? Find out on SummerSlam review. Devin says Roman Reigns. It's not Roman. Alan said Drew McIntyre. It's not Drew McIntyre. The one person that I am booking to win the Universal Championship from Seth Rollins, Cody said it, Bray Wyatt. Oh, Chris, how you gonna book Bray Wyatt to beat Seth Rollins? He's not built up enough. Yeah, he's not built up enough. Yeah, you're right about that. But what if the company builds him up enough? Where every single match Bray Wyatt's in, he looks dominant. He barely gets any defense in. His opponent barely gets any offense in. Bray is dominant. You use the mandible claw, he wins every single match. To a point where Rollins has no choice but to try to take down the Fiend when he just can't at the end of the day. Now, we got the who. We get the when and where. Where would you book Finn Balor? No, Finn Balor. Where would you book Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship? Survivor Series in November. Survivor Series. That is more than enough time to book Bray Wyatt as a dominant force to a point where Rollins realizes it and he wants to take out the Fiend, where we all know damn well that he's not going to. The one man right now that has to be put over in this situation is Bray Wyatt. And TM said it at best. If Bray Wyatt does not win the Universal Championship in 2019, this is a fail. TM, my friend, I just booked you a match between Rollins and Wyatt at Survivor Series for the Universal Championship. We're at a point where Rollins has no type of chance to beat Bray Wyatt. And then Bray Wyatt will have a lengthy title reign as Universal Champion. From there, you got to book somebody else, build him up, and then have him take out Bray Wyatt. Who will take out Bray Wyatt? I don't know. But that's how I'm booking it. Wyatt, Rollins, Survivor Series, Universal Championship, book it. And I promise you, when Bray Wyatt has all his merchandise sell out and Vince sees the numbers in his sellouts and say, oh shit, Bray Wyatt is a fucking superstar. This is a chance right now for Bray Wyatt to be made into a superstar. You fuck this whole thing up, there's no chance that you can book anybody else in this company like Bray Wyatt is right now. Bray Wyatt is hot. He's on fire right now. Everybody is loving his gimmick. I'm loving his gimmick. Everybody I know on social media is loving his gimmick. Well, except for Jessica, because she hates the gimmick. She hates it. Even my brother, he loves the gimmick. He loves it. He loves the gimmick. Bray Wyatt's entrance tonight, which is fantastic. They did a twisted version of his old theme song, which was evil, maniacal, psychotic. I love shit like that. I am booking Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt at Survivor Series in Chicago for the Universal Championship. And that's when you have The Fiend be the face of Monday Night Raw. Book it, Vince. Book it. Book it. You do not have Bray Wyatt lose between now and whenever he loses the Universal Championship. You don't have that man lose. You don't. You don't have that man lose. SummerSlam was a boring show until the last 45 minutes of the show. That's when the show really got my interest, with Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt's entrance, and then the last 10 minutes of Rollins and Lesnar. Other than that, this show did absolutely nothing for me. What is my match of the night? Obviously, Rollins and Lesnar. If you was to ask me, was this match better than what they did at WrestleMania? No. I think the match that they had at WrestleMania was better. I think their entire match at WrestleMania was better than the last 10 minutes of this match tonight between Rollins and Lesnar. I don't want to see, after tonight, I do not want to see Rollins and Lesnar anymore. Rollins has beat Lesnar not once, but twice. That's it. That's it. Rollins is the only man so far that has beaten Brock Lesnar twice. That's it. That's it. Rollins has already done something that Roman cannot do, and that's beat Brock twice. Especially in the same year for the Universal Championship. Rollins is being booked like Roman Reigns. And if you don't see that, you're watching a product completely wrong. Completely fucking wrong. Rollins wins. He beats Lesnar. Rollins is a new Universal Champion. From there, I'm booking Bray versus Rollins, Survivor Series Universal Championship. Book it, Vince. Book it. And then from there, you have my attention. You want to compete with All Elite Wrestling? You better have Bray Wyatt as the face of your company. Especially on your flagship show known as Monday Night Raw. Simple. That fucking simple. You ever hear the fucking mic drop? Mic drop, folks. Mic drop. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed SummerSlam review, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought of SummerSlam tonight. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turn those bells for all notifications. NXT TakeOver Toronto Review, live on the channel right now. Episode 48 and 47 of the Reality Podcast, live on the channel right now. NXT Review and SmackDown Review as well, live on the channel. All these videos will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are following me on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring, and Snapchat, Chris was hated. And like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turn those bells for all notifications. I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new week of content. I might give you guys a Raw review tomorrow. I might. Depending how I'm feeling when I come back home from work, while I give you guys a Raw review tomorrow, because tomorrow I have a double shift tomorrow. So let's see how I'm feeling tomorrow when I come back. I might most likely give you guys a Raw review, but if I miss the entire show, then I'll probably give you guys a Raw reaction review as I read the notes and then give you guys my reaction towards the show. So there you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Chris. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share the video all over social media. I will see you guys tomorrow most likely for Raw review and a brand new week of content right here on the channel. Till then, I am Chris. Talk to you guys later.